You're about to watch video highlights from 5 different very haunted locations that show real paranormal activity caught on camera. Each of these pieces of evidence are unique and intriguing, and even at times unsettling. Our first destination brings us to the small town of Melrose, nestled in South Australia's Flinders Ranges. This is the former blacksmith shop of Bluey Blundstone, a building dating back to 1865. It is a place where paranormal activity has been experienced by the current owners, as well as some to visit and spend the night. We had heard stories of a young girl who some had sighted within the property, and we really felt as though we made contact with her spirit during our investigation. The very first response we received as we entered the blacksmith work area was both interesting and compelling. It was also a response that correlated to another received on a separate investigation in the same space just the night before. Adding to all of this, we also captured voices on our audio which sound a lot like children.
This area is, oh my god, it's so well presented. Oh my god, that's really relevant.
We had a psychic lady who was staying up in the loft, and she was woken in the night by what she describes as an earthbound spirit of a girl who was probably about 12 or 13. She told us the name started with M. When we looked at the neighbouring park, it has a list of people. It did used to be the town cemetery. There's a plaque on there with a list of many names of the people that were buried there, and then there's an asterisk of the remains of people that were reinterred in the new cemetery just outside of the town. And there is a Mary who's around 12 or 13 when she died. That seems to be a name that comes up, and in previous investigations the name Mary has certainly come through.
Last night I was in here for a very short time, and I was investigating on a live stream paranormal investigation with my friends Adelaide's Haunted Horizons. They were doing an Estes method and questioning about a young girl who has been seen here by people. A young child, and Mary came through as the name.
What's the name of the child that's been seen upstairs?
Mary.
Oh, that's a little bit coincidental, isn't it?
And I swear I could hear kids just now as well. Did you? Can you hear that, Jared?
This wasn't the only time Mary came through. As we moved our investigation over to another building, the old loft where the young girl had been sighted, both Mary and Buried came through.
Buried.
Buried? Are you buried in the park next door? But I can't believe Buried just came out, because as I was saying, park next door was the original cemetery, and that really fits in with the story of Mary that we've been uncovering.
Mary. Oh my god.
Mary,
it just said it again.
Buried.
Buried again.
This was especially compelling, given that there was a Mary buried next door, whose body was exhumed and moved to another cemetery in Melrose. Some of my viewers even noted in the comments that Mary had been buried twice, which lines up to Buried coming through Ghost Tube twice. There were plenty of other interesting moments this night, including a door opening by itself.
Do you want us to go in and check?
Whoa. That was weird.
Do you want us to go in and check?
Whoa.
I'm going to highly recommend watching the full videos from this investigation, which are linked below. Trust me, they are super compelling. Next, we visit the Fremantle Roundhouse, well known for being the oldest building in Western Australia and extremely haunted. This place dates back to 1831 and was the original prison for the settlement, holding and even executing many people. We learned of numerous ghost sightings and paranormal experiences visitors to the building have had. During the night, we decided to spend some time alone in cells of particular interest. At this time, Jared entered a cell where a man is known to have passed in a very traumatic and unfortunate way. As he sat alone, he began began to receive intelligent communication and even had something that spooked him come from within the cell.
Can you come up and touch this for me? Do you like the colours? Did you commit the crime?
Soon after, he invites the spirits to touch him. Though he is not actually touched, you can see the camera itself move, slowly pointing downwards.
Can you touch me? Can you touch my hands? Can you touch my back? Touch me if you want me to stay.
This wasn't something that he noticed at the time, as he is sitting in complete darkness and only filming himself on an infrared or night vision camera. This is not even the creepiest thing that we captured in this cell. Later, I moved from my own cell where I was filming a solo investigation to rejoin Jared. Since his cell had been active, we decided to perform a GhostTube Vox session and recorded the creepiest response I'd ever heard, which I also felt as though was directed towards me.
Do you like us being here?
Pussycat.
Pussycat. That was really creepy.
That was the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Pussycat. 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 Pussycat.
Salem Town is said to be one of the most haunted places in South Australia and an old favourite on AmysCrypt. We have been lucky enough to investigate this amazing place numerous times thanks to my friends at Adelaide's Haunted Horizons, who you should definitely follow and support. You'll find their links in the description below. Salem Town is essentially an artificial ghost town made up of buildings, many of which are over 100 years old, sourced from all over Australia. During this particular investigation, we entered a building that is made up to look like a butcher, but was actually originally a hospital. Here we received a response that would set the tone for the rest of the night, but was something we didn't quite make sense of at the time.
I mean, Christian could also be a name.
Stop recording.
Okay.
I hate when they ask us to do that.
Please, we don't want to. We don't mean you any harm.
Later, Jared and I split up, and he returned to the butcher alone. Here, he had a lot of trouble with one of his 3 cameras he had set up to film with, as the camera shut off and stopped recording numerous times.
Hi guys, I am recording. This camera here just keeps stop recording. And it's coming up with an error, so I'm going to try recording again. It's really weird. That's the 3rd time now it's happened. First time I thought maybe I forgot to hit record, but guys, that's definitely recording. The camera's acting really weird. So I've just hit record on Ghost Obsession. I had to put the camera down to do it, but whilst I was doing that, look what's happened. This camera again has stopped recording. So I've hit record now. This is the 4th time it's stopped. So once again guys, I have hit record. It's recording again. So we'll come back and check on that in a bit. Oh guys, the camera, look. There's the error message. Recovering data, and now it's just stopped recording again. Actually, didn't it say stop recording when we had GhostTube in here earlier? I swear it did.
Later, he returned to the house where I was investigating solo, and the very moment he walked in, my own camera stopped recording.
Are you in the room?
Yeah, you still got it.
So dark. Well, I was, yeah, but that's okay.
Are you rolling again?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. If I accidentally stopped filming or I don't know.
Okay, well, that is weird, because what I was about to tell you is, okay, so when we were in the butcher room earlier, did GhostTube say stop recording?
Yeah.
This camera in my hand here,
Uh-huh.
stopped recording about 5 or 6 times with a weird error message I've never seen before.
Right.
And I don't know if we can use any of the footage from it kept cutting out.
When this happened, I was unaware of what he had been experiencing in the other building. It seems strange that this would be a technical fault, as it occurred on 2 separate cameras and hasn't occurred for us again since. Do you think this could have been a spirit unhappy with us recording within the haunted town and messing with our equipment? Remember to watch the full episode for this one linked below. Things here got quite weird in this one, including the appearance of strange scratches on my arm, which I explain in more detail in the full video. We now move on to an extremely remote location in the Australian outback that surprised us both. This is the Kanyaku ghost town, a former station that dates back to 1852 and that was eventually abandoned due to the harsh conditions of the area. It's not a known haunted place, but has the right conditions to contain ghosts and is likely not visited by many people since it is so remote. During our own investigation, we were surprised at many of the strange things to happen here. At one stage, we reached out using an Estes method, which basically sees someone wear noise-cancelling headphones while listening to a spirit box. They'll call out any words they hear, but will not be able to hear the questions being asked by the other person, so it's very compelling when they match up. During this session, we received multiple responses directing us towards a window.
Were you the
At the window.
Ooh, the window. I need to know if I'm actually talking to someone.
At the window.
The window?
The one. That one.
That one. I don't know what... The only window I remember saying there was a window in one of these. I mean, that is a window. Not the one that I'm thinking that we spoke about earlier. Was this one? You're in the window?
At one point, I also asked the spirits to touch Jared, and with some eerie timing, he felt as though something actually did touch him.
Are you able to touch Jared? I don't know if you live here and this is your house, but if you could touch him, that would show us that you're around.
Him?
Yeah, him. The guy on your doorstep. Just poke him or touch him. That's a bit disturbing. Are you alright?
This is pretty weird, as you must remember he cannot hear what I was saying. Later, we decided to rig up a camera in the room we thought might relate to the responsive window and captured a ball falling from the windowsill. Also during this night, Jared's behaviour became pretty strange and he retains no recollection of acting this way. I won't spoil the full episodes for you, but remember, they are linked below. Our final location is the Albany Convict Jail, a small prison dating to the 1850s, where many have reported paranormal experiences. During our night within the old prison, we spent some time in the men's cell block, said to be one of the most haunted areas. During this time we documented many strange noises, some of which were quite loud and included voices.
Noises.
It does sound like movement on the wood.
How does being here make you feel?
On top of this, we received a response through GhostTube Vox that seemed pretty fitting to where we were. I heard
Masturbate. I heard that too. Is that what you did in this room? Filthy?
Finally, in this area, we also captured a figure on GhostTube SLS in the hallway, where many of the noises were coming from. This is something that many of my viewers commented on as being particularly compelling. Do you think it's something that could have been paranormal? We also had other interesting moments within the jail's women's area, in particular a cell where a woman is said to have lost a baby. Here many have claimed to hear a woman who is believed to still be in search of her child. Others have also sadly claimed to hear a baby's cries. This just makes the response we captured here so much more chilling.
And the fact that there is a ghost story like that just further demonstrates how tough it would have been to live back in those days. Mother.
Wow.
It's very sad to hear mother, and it fits in with that story.
I can't believe we got mother. That's very uncanny
I
given
know.
the story of this room and what you were just talking about.
That is giving me mad, chills, shivers, everything.
We did manage to capture so much more at the old Albany jail, so again, please watch the full videos linked below. Also, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know if you would like to see us revisit any of these places, or if you have any favourite pieces of paranormal evidence in this video. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. That really helps me out. You can also follow me at AmysCrypt on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, and I post bonus content for my patrons and YouTube members linked below. But thank you so much for watching, Crypt Keepers. Until next time.